Yes.
Increased membership. Increased membership.
So that is number of membership. Ndio. And how do you increase the number of membership? Making more recruitment. Ndio. So this is where now we are going to draw our strategy of how do we go about now making sure that we have increased number in terms of membership. So keep that in mind because we are going to draw our strategy from this indicator. Whatever strategy that you are going to come up with, you tutaenda nayo. Yes, I
To
know.
expand on this point, because it's something that we should emphasize on it much. This one will come with the trust you have in the circle as a member who is inside. The driving force will be the passion and the trust you have in the circle. It will enable you to also go and tell someone else about what you are doing, the good thing, the goodness of where you are. It also makes someone to also come and join you. You have to trust and passion.
Passion.
Then
Members have to be passionate and
also positive attitude.
Positive attitude. Good. What else? What else will you be required to have in order to have that ability to have this increase in the membership? He has brought a very nice perspective. That in order for us to actualize this increase in membership, members need to feel that they can trust the circle. We also need to have passion. We need to be passionate with whatever is happening within a circle, even passionate of being a member of the. Simon has brought 20 members. So we can say he's passionate. We say that. Sarah. Okay. Sarah?
Okay, about the increased number of membership, we can talk about liability. Like when you go and ask about that circle, and everybody, the staff, everybody is telling you, here usiingie. They cannot even give you a loan. If you say with them, circle itaanguka, that is not liability. So at least circle needs to be so reliable when if a member who has not yet joined, when he or she asks about the circle, he can get all the information anataka.
So reliability in terms of if a new member wants to join the circle, he's able also to see others how they are faring in as far as their businesses are concerned. Si kama vile Baraza alikuwa anatuambia tunataka kuongezea shule wa learners wakuja kwa shule. Then at the end of the day Baraza ndiye anaitwa kutoka kwa kienda kazini aende kwanza akapoeshe moto. If you are a parent who has not joined in our school and you are seeing the kind of how Baraza is actually being chased up and down, hata utapeleka nini? Utapeleka mtoto hapo. So we need to have some reliability. We need to show that our circle is actually reliable in as far as the things we commit to give to our members. Sindio? What else? What else? In order for us to actualize to get the numbers. Yes, but
reliability also can also be used as the same as reputation.
Reputation.
Good reputation is the main because those ones who are in the employment sector, especially maybe government. Na ndio wale ukijoin maybe ukiandikwa kazi, there are those who have been in the service that will advise you. If you want to say certain and certain circles are the best, that's about reputation. Maybe watakwambia maybe stima circle, maybe mwalimu circle. You see such things. So it's about reputation of the circle.
Yeah, that is great because from what we have gathered, and if you look inwardly in our society, I think society in this region is not, the circle movement is not that, si kitu ambao wanga iko sana kwa hii society, and it's because of the culture of the way it has been done there before. To an extent watu walikuja wakafika mahali wakakuwa na hiyo fear, si ndio? So how do you fight that kind of culture? Is by making sure that the reputation of whatever you are managing here is well managed. That we have good reputation with the community, with the county government, with the stakeholders. that we talked about. Sindio? So reputation, reliability, trust, passionate. What else? Yes.
Another thing you need to consider,
Mm.
okay, for you to have increased membership,
Membership, yes.
they'll also look at the interest rate being offered when you're taking a loan or when you save with them. When your interest rates are higher, I don't think members will. They will say, huko wanatucharge mingi, hata ukisave upewi like 4% yenye inakwanga wameka.
To expound on what is it? Sala.
Not Sheila.
Sheila.
Utatuambia Sheila ni nani?
Ni ndoto yangu.
Sheila unachoma. Hiyo agenda after this video.
So, Sala ameleta two aspects. His aspect of interest. Interest on loans and interest on savings or deposits. So hii nataka kuuliza swali. For us to get good interest from our circle, what will be the requirement? What will be that ideal thing that we should do? There's something that we discussed when Bahati was talking about the stakeholder of financial institution. Because remember, interest rate on loans is driven by the cost of what? Oh, the interest rates on loans in a drive on a cost. I mean,
It depends on the time frame nitakai, duration.
Another time on disbursement.
kuna kitu nataka mnielewe.
The cost of savings.
Ile kitu cost of
Savings.
sema kwa
The cost of savings.
yes, because the biggest indicator or the biggest driver of interest rate that a member is charged, the biggest is the cost of that fund. Sindio?
Yes.
We say that savings zile members wanafanya ni basically the interest component. Apart from the interest that you earn, it is going to be determined by the profits of the institution.
No.
They call any cost.
No.
So for us then to get better interest from a circle, what do we need to do? We need to increase our savings.
So there's another growth indicator.
Yeah. That's why itakuja the second one. I'm trying to drive Sarah's point. Then the issue of deposit, earnings on deposits. They're dependent on what? For you to earn the interest that you have saved, for you to earn interest on the saving that you have saved in a circle.
Depends on how much you've saved. And it depends on how much they have accumulated from the loans.
Yes.
Yeah, makofi.
Yes. So the interest that you earn from the deposits are dependent on the profit that you make
From
the institution.
loans.
So the more the loans you are going to take, the more the interest that
You can
the
desire.
circle is going to make, then the deposit will also zitaleta interest mzuri. So si bado unaona hii kitu inasako kwa members. It's all about membership. Kwa hivyo sana, as you go to make your what do you call it? Your provision. For example, as you go to make your proposition to another member for him to join, these are some of the things that you should be aware of. Akiuliza mambo ya deposit, interest ile mnalipa kwa deposit, namwambia we require your resources na ile ingine ili tuanze kuwakopesha. Ile mkopo tuki-earn interest ndio tutawapatia nini? Interest kwa deposit. Ama interest mzuri kwa deposit save. Ni sasa. Haya. Kuna kitu moja ambayo tunasema hapa, ambayo huwa inafanyika sana, ambayo huwa ina drive hii membership. Yes, plan.
Transparency and accountability.
We need to be transparent. We need to exercise some transparency. We need to have transparency within the institution and accountability, isn't it?
So can we say that good governance?
Good governance, yes, hata inaweza chukuliwa kama good governance. Acha hata tuichukue kama good governance. Ndio. Good governance. Another one, the last one, here we go to the second indicator.
Access to credit.
Access to credit. But access to credit also requires to mobilize what? Increase savings. Without savings, hakuna vile Edward atawapatia loans. You see, kama mnataka kupatiwa loans na msave, then Edward will be forced to go to an external party, whereby you'll be getting loans at a very high interest. Then sasa Sarah tena atakuja aseme, mnachajiwa nini? Interest kubwa. Si sawa? So lazima tujitume. Si kunasema siku hizi watu wajitume. You have to jituma si wenyewe. Yes, Maisha.
In our case, should we include impact as an indicator for yani in a letter membership? Because if I can take a loan or if I can have a project under the support of the SACCO, then it picks up so well. It will be easier to sell the SACCO than when I get a SACCO, then I get a loan, alafu anakuja kwa auction.
Hiyo nayo sasa inakuanga yes,
Hapo kwa good reputation.
good reputation. No, what Maina is referring to, Simon, is whereby we are taking facilities from a SACCO and you find the example ulikuwa na ng'ombe moja, then umechukua loan kwa Kasako, sasa uko na ng'ombe wawili, unapeleka lita 5, ulikuwa unapeleka lita 5, sasa uko lita 20. Is a good indicator. But now the challenge with that indicator is that Maish anaweza kuwa si Kasako peke yake, anafanya nini? Inampatia hiyo pesa. So at times, yeah, you can put it as an indicator, but it will be so difficult for you to prove that Stacy only borrows it. Unakumbuka our lady who was here yesterday when you were asking her whether she's borrowing them. So you find for you to actually say that Magdalene mahali yako ni Kasako, lazima ufanye upelelezi juu si wewe peke yako ambaye uko kwa hii region. So that one being an indicator, remember these indicators that we are giving here, we must come up with strategies. So if then we strategy do we attach to that growth, that impact, to show that indeed hii pesa ilitoka Kasako na ni Kasako peke yake imekuwa imekipatia huyu Stacy hii pesa. Kwa hiyo mahali yako ni Kasako.
It's very possible.
It is very possible.
Let's say nafanya appeal. So people who are bringing in consultations ni watu wa Kasako. They are identified. Hao ndio wamenhold mkono. It's easier to be identified. Lakini kama unafanya project yenye iko wide open yenye huwezi associate mahali, hapo ndio inakuwa challenge.
Sawa. So what Maina is saying, if whatever you are doing can be 100% be related to whatever support that you are receiving from the SACCO, then we can actually give it as an indicator. Indeed. But do you want to go that route as a SACCO? And you are the people to tell me. Yes, Brian?
I think what he's talking about, it is having some testimonial.
Testimonials, yes.
Yeah.
Of members.
Stories.
Those success
Case studies for the SACCO.
Yeah.
So the more the case studies, the more you are saying how you are going. So, to hear kama indicator.
I can give an
I
example.
want to, first of all, before, after a number of membership, after increase in number of members, what do you have a second indicator?
No, we are still on
The
that.
first one, what you are trying to look at, how do we actualize this?
Or the house?
The how, not the how actually, but what is required in that institution for us to sell it in an easy manner.
For us to be able to achieve the
To
numbers.
achieve the number. So we need to have an institution that is enshrined trust, that the members are passionate, it is positive, there is their ability, that kind of stuff.
So your number, your opinion.
Hatujaweka number 2.
Or interest.
In interest, what I'm getting it hard, but I'm getting it.
Hapo kwa membership, I am persuaded that there is more that can happen. And we are throwing stones to others. We are not throwing stones to ourselves. Why? Nasema SACCOs should give us good interest. SACCOs should be trustworthy. You know, SACCO reliable. So, reputation. So who is the SACCO? Super. So what else can we do?
Increase our shares.
Members, nasema membership. Simesema membership.
Number of
Numbers of people. So what else can we do?
I think to increase that membership.
Yes.
For example, registration fee is 1,000.
Yes.
We can waive, or say you pay registration 5, that 1,000. Then on registration, you get a commission or 500 is sent direct to you.
I think mwalimu, kuna mahali sasa hapa nataka tusiingie kwa hiyo field ya strategies, because now we are bordering between the strategies and the indicators. I don't want us to answer the question of how. I want us first of all we agree on the indicators before we progress to.
So what
we were just to outline.
This one we want. These are not.
We were just outlining.
We are just but trying to ask ourselves, for me to go and sell or to increase the numbers as a member, for me to go and sell this SACCO, what should this SACCO be? What is that ideal situation should be this SACCO be showing to the community? So basically, those were some of the things that we are trying to plan in our head, so that when it comes to the strategy now, tutakuwa tunaenda namna gani?
Bylaws.
Because
our bylaws zinawezafanya members wanapuliza sheria za chama, sheria za SACCO.
So at least there are some constitutional formation documents. So some information documents and constitution
Requirements.
Huh?
how do they?
It's a group
How do
indicator.
the bylaws become growth indicators?
Under membership. Under membership. Number of membership. So bylaws inafanya mtu afungiwe nje ama akubali.
Because let's say
When they have been structured.
umeweka watu wa kuingia tu kwa SACCO waeke 2,000.
Hiyo sasa
Kuna wenye hawata afford.
sasa hiyo 1,000 yake itakuja hapo tukidiscuss strategies to reduce or to review the registration fee. Itakuja hapo kwa bylaws.
Hebu rudia hii exercise tena.
Yeah, what I want us to do in this, I want us to point out the indicators that are going to give us, that are going to show us that indeed we are growing. Why I wanted us to indulge into this. Now I'm seeing as if we are going to do this. Because we are going to an extent of now bordering on the strategy side.
Can I talk?
I think what you, that point number 2 you have lost.
This is number point. Yeah, you want
Una authority.
Let's be in agreement, Simon. Let's be in agreement. Let's first of all is the indicators.
Actually,
Then we progress to strategies because they are confusing now. So the second indicator, umesema number of members, second indicator. Yeah. Sorry?
Savings.
Savings.
Increased savings.
Increase savings. Are we in agreement?
Yes.
Increase savings. Are we in agreement?
Regular savings or increased savings?
Umejua kwa leo mnatoa
Regular savings or increased?
I think it is increased and regular savings.
Na kuna
The
steady.
regular savings.
Because you can increase your saving but you are not saving regularly.
Hapo kwa savings, the issue is wacha tukae na increased savings.
Wacha tukae-
What you are talking about, I'll tell you where it is coming in. Sawa sawa. Indicator ingine. Sasa kuna mtu amesema prompts. Wrong payments.
Haya,
And
my brother.
Mm.
Next to Simon. Simon. Huyo brother wangu hapa.
I don't know if I'm wrong.
No, there's no like,
You are always right.
Make the circle to make a growth in the circle. Make this note that the loan is issuing. So for example, nimetoa loan, naenda kufanya maendeleo nyumbani. Mwenzangu ataona ile maendeleo anafanya. Anatamani kujiunga na sako.
You know why? Increase in loans uptake also is an indication that there is watu wanachukua maloans. Haiwezi kuwa mko na loan book ya 720 nikuje next year mko 520 and you tell me that you are growing. Hapo kuna shida. So increase in
Is it the same point as increase in loan limit?
no. Those are two different things. You can increase the limits, but our members taking those facilities. Unaweza chukua mnapatiana limit ya 500, nipeleke 600, but our members are taking that facility.
But what can make
Patronizing. Are they wanachukua hizo mikopo?
The other way is this.
Okay.
We are 110, but only 10 of us are taking the loans compared to 40 or 50 of us taking the loan. So, unajua tukichukua wengi, tumechukua pesa kidogo tunalipa haraka haraka. Yule amechukua wachache wamechukua mingi ama amechukua average kiasi, tena kulipa maybe wana strain. So
okay, I also think let us look it from this way. People are taking the loans. Tusiangalie kwamba ati wao ni wawili wanachukua. Let us just be a good number of people are taking loans. Ndio. And these people in tunaamua to increase their limit because they are paying the loans. This is also a growth indicator.
So is correct by the way. We are talking of the numbers and the value, isn't it? If for example our own book was 720, then tukuja tupate iko 1 million. Probably there are two members who have increased their limit from probably 500 to 600. So there are two indicators out of that. The number of loans, that is in terms of the individuals that have taken the facility, and the value of CDO.
I want to compare that with the following. Assuming I'm selling animal feeds, and my last year's sales stood at 2 million, and this year's sales stands at 4 million. So there's increased sales. What do you think would be the major two drivers that can tell you sales have increased, can contribute to value of sales increment? One is assuming I sold the same quantity, but the price of selling increased. So meaning the quantity remained constant, but the price increased. Now that price increase is the loan size increase. Assuming I sold several units more than how I sold last time, but possibly at the same price, the sales to increase. So what are we saying? What we are saying is price and quantity will go in the same indicator. So we have understood your point. It's only that we are not harmonizing the two perspectives into one objective. The point is they will lead to increase of loans being issued. How? Either size or numbers.
In agreement,
Yes.
indicator ingine.
We are going on well. Membership, increase of saving, loan portfolio.
Yes, but
There is a clarification I'll request that one of you makes. because from the discussions we've been having, that we are just discussing about members taking credit and paying. But what I've been observing from other circles is that there is always an open door to even non-members to borrow, especially on a different interest rate. Perhaps maybe internal, those members can borrow at 12, but I assume also they go like a bank.
Yes.
Maybe they go to 15 or 16. And in most cases, you find that those outside borrowers, they are the ones that brings a lot of money to the circle than even internal members. So I don't know if there is a room for that
In Kasako.
in Kasako, or you can advise that.
Can I come?
And you can comment.
So, how do we define an internal member? When we have an internal member in a circle. So that's a good position to start. Now, the rules that govern the circle today, all members are equal. Equally. There is no internal member and outside member. Before there was class A and class B. Today there is no class A and class B. Whether, like now for example, assuming we are teacher circle, and teacher circle has rebranded. The people who are drawn from the teaching fraternity were classified as class A, and they were the owners of the circle. The others who are coming from the trader, those were class B. And class A had more rights than class B. Okay? However, the current guidelines is that all circle members are the same. Why is because why you are given an opportunity to have the other members is because you are licensed to take deposits through circle regulatory authority. And they cannot be allowed to feel excluded from the decision making of the circle. So they are part and parcel of the circle. In the previous arrangement also, there's what we used to call common bond. Okay? So a circle that was a teachers oriented and it had other members. The people who had a common bond in Yakinanani, the teachers. And they could not accommodate others. So when the common bond was broken or opened, they were given an opportunity to bring an agri-enterprise, border. You see? Now, it was seen that it's a high risk. If we say there is level A and level B, and if this circle goes down, it will affect all of us at the same way. Number two, the people who are in class B, they are not necessarily required to buy shares. But one cardinal rule of working with a circle is what? You have to be a member. So it was indicated that those other people who are in class B must be converted into membership. Okay? So there's no external or internal member. Now, back home, Kasako, sawa?
Yes.
Kasako is indicating that it must work with agripreneurs. So today, if you have a member who is doing hardware, the other one who is doing electricals, the other one who is doing mining, will they be members of Kasako?
Maybe they're not, unless they're.
Anasema maybe unless, quote that. Can they be? Nani akona bylaw yenu? Hata kama ni soft kindly.
Stacy
Unaweza kutumia kwa WhatsApp.
communication documents. Duko nayo?
Why that is important, and Bahati, thank you very much. Tuangushia Bahati. It's because we are going through a process of learning, and we need to ask ourselves, have we placed a restriction of membership? That is number one. Number two, what is the advantage of the restriction? Sindio? Or disadvantage? Number 3, do we need to make a different decision? Okay. But as far as I'm concerned, the mission and the vision was to get agripreneurs who are being drawn from the network, because the network's in your youth. And this one is both for the youth and others. Other youth and others. But in agri-preneurship. So the perspective now would be, how have we, how have we limited, do also go to membership? Ndio constitution yenu sasa. Amendment of the bylaw, acceptance, inspection. I do just check where there is a membership as we continue. So, what were we discussing before Bahati question came in? What drove him to ask that question?
Yeah, the growth indicators.
Growth indicator. There must be something that we mentioned.
Oh,
yes. That tunaongea tu maneno ya loan. He's looking at what other avenues. Equally, can the circle have? And he identified an opportunity for other members that may be outside our common board to bring in more business opportunities. I think I've gotten your perspective, because we need to work with the context of the question. And therefore, I've been able to indicate that there is no external or internal member. However, how we determine who comes to be a member is what tells us the opportunity we have to recruit as many. Equally, membership.
Yes.
Have we indicated who must be a member, and specifically an agripreneur?
We saw Edward.
Membership, what I can see is the rights of members, then obligation of members, and then we have members' personal statement, then we have cessation of membership.
Cessation of membership.
Yeah.
Go page gani?
Page 7.
I'm already in page 17. Page 7, no? Can you answer page 6? Yes, here we are, page 6. Qualification for membership, page 6. A person, what can you answer that? Page 6, the first thing about membership is membership. Membership shall consist of original members who have subscribed to the registration procedures and paid all the dues, namely registration fee, minimum shareholding, acceptance to comply with bylaws, and signed application for registration. That is one. B, new members subsequently admitted in accordance with these bylaws. In accordance with? So what next do you expect to hear? How to become I'm reading bylaws. How to become a member. Because that was membership. Initial people who went to register, then the others you are going to recruit. So who can we recruit? Senior? Qualification for membership. A person who possesses the following qualifications shall be eligible for membership. Amen?
Amen.
Has attained 18 years, is of good character, paid the entrance fee and share capital as prescribed by these bylaws, is not directly or indirectly a money lender, or carrying out such activities detrimental to the objectives of the society is credit worthiness. Okay? Kuna pale tumesema lazima akuwe agripreneur.
No.
Kuna pale tumesema
Youth. No.
youth. Tumepale tumesema. So we need to look at this Bible. Application for membership. Every applicant for membership shall complete an application form for membership. This form shall be drawn to show all the information that is required for the purpose of registration. Admission. Applicant shall pay 1,000 as minimum. Payment of entrance fee of 1,000. And for such other minimum shares shall be fixed by the general meeting from time to time. Upon admission, the member's name shall be recorded in the members' register and a membership number issued. You have a membership number? Uko na number by brother?
Yes.
Huyu anacheka basi.
For 9.
Oh, I think upon the members shall decide and make a thumb. Okay. Members shall be admitted by management committee, subject to confirmation in the next general. Sasa, tukiadmit new members, we parade them in the AGM. Oh, sorry. My apologies. The members shall pay for a copy of the society bylaw at its actual cost to the society. Kupatia hii lazima ulipe bana. Especially if we give you hard copy. Simeprintiwa. Now, what are we saying? We are saying in the area of qualification for membership, we need to have more attention and improve it. Now, and possibly that is not the only part.
Then when we come to, maybe you can clarify a picture how circles work when it comes to borrowing. Do we only limit ourselves to members to borrow, or we can have non-members borrow? Because at the end of the day, you want to increase the interest, which is our main business.
Okay. Members can ask. SACCO cannot do ultra-buyers business. Ultra-buyers business means business that they are not authorized to do. And you're only authorized to work with members. The only time you're authorized not to work with members is when you're getting a service. Sasa, either someone is supplying you stationery, either someone is coming to give you a loan, either someone is coming to give you some consultancy, but where you are directly utilizing the resources of the company. In terms of savings and credit, there is no non-member who can borrow. Okay? Yes. Anybody who wants to work with the SACCO, wants to start saving, must first of all register as a member, so that you can be able to be given the authority to give them the service. Sasa?
Yes.
But sometimes unapata somebody wants to get a loan, maybe it's your friend, then you are a member of the SACCO, but you can get the loan, but your friend cannot get it. You can take that loan on behalf of him, alafu mpatie. So hapo SACCO unaweza ambia SACCO kwamba mnachukulia mtu.
Let me answer in my opinion. I want to ensure that you answer him adequately.
One point that the SACCO only recognizes you as their member. You don't know any other person. The other third party have recognized your member. Kwa hivyo you are the only person allowed to take a loan because you are a full member.
Hiyo ingine biashara ni ya?
Unaenda kufanyia pesa.
Unajua?
Mani Chaton kuna vile.
No. I was innocently asking
For a friend.
A friend of a friend. Yes, it is. Now, number two, obviously, because of what we call financial literacy, one of our members who said he has come here to gain some riches, and I know we have all gained, isn't it? And it's my brother here. I want to give you some riches on the question. Okay? What normally happens is innocently, and we know this happen, is that utamchukulia. Okay? Lakini wacha nikuambie my brother. Ile time mtu akuje akuambie unichukulie pesa. I'm sorry, that is not a friend. That is not a friend. The following day he will default. Imekufa, pesa ameenda atalipa, kuna pahali. Anybody who is a friend and a serious friend, they guard your friendship. Hata afadhali aende bila kukula na asiwahi kukopa. Money is a destroyer of relationship. And especially when it is coming, nikopesha, nitakurudishia after 1 week. 1 week inakuwa after 1 month. Sasa unafikiria jina vile uko wewe. Hapo umesema relationship. Let's qualify the statement. Wait a minute. Let's qualify the statement. Relationship ya man to man, not lady to man.
Yes. Lady to man is you.
Lady to man? Okay.
Now
You can answer.
Not on my own opinion, since I experienced such things, I say that as from today,
Going on.
when you want to borrow me, going onwards, I rather offer what I can without maybe
Refund to be paid.
Yeah.
You are ready to lose.
Yeah. I rather, even if most of it my friends, I rather give what I'm ready to lose without refunding them. Because that's what another person.
In fact, let me tell you. In our community, saying no is a virtue. Hapa tuelewani. Haikuwa kwa hiyo budget. Aende akiendanga. Mkosanie hapo. Aende afikirie. Anaona ukiendesha V8. Hiyo sio yake. Bali umetoka aju? Yes.
You rather give what you can lose.
Ule mtu unaweza kopesha na usiwe na hasira ni mama yako. Wewe usiwe na hasira kwa sababu unaweza kopesha mama yako kweli? Ati kuna wewe shika hizi chapa hizi wewe. Yes.
For information, yes. Mostly these family members.
Hata lipa
sumbua sana. Mimi huwa nasema hivi, kama umetaka nikopeshe wewe ndugu yangu, dada yangu ama friend wangu, I rather give you what I'm able to lose or I don't offer you.
Lakini kuna debate nyingine imekuja ya after tea.
Yes.
Ati unaweza kopesha your girlfriend. Kwanza vile imetoka. Your girlfriend. But ati girlfriend tumemweka na mara. Agushia sana.
Lakini maybe the other way around.
So where were we before we got into the energizer? That was a good energizer.
Matthew, you are sorted. You are sorted. Ah, nice.
So
You are going to the fourth indicator.
Umenifurahisha. Wewe rehearse what we are doing. Wamewachiwa pale kwa girlfriend.
Another indicator. Yes, brother.
The rate at which the people are paying the loan, paying back the loan.
Repayment, loan repayment.
Right. Tutakuja hapo. Excuse me.
It's first of all exhaust all of them. Yeah?
Performance. Sample performance in terms of revenues, isn't it? In terms of profits.
Yes, but
Law abiding. When
Law
you find
abiding.
that the SAC at least is honoring its own constitution.
Can you say increased assets?
Growth in assets.
tuliende kwa performance hiyo. Sio?
Yeah.
Ni Stacy.
Na mkiwa na madefaulters wengi, sasa hiyo tutaiweka wapi? Sasa tuseme wakiwa wengi, si wana reduce growth. Na wakiwa less.
Hatujasema
we are focusing on growth in
Good. We are focusing on Angukia. Hizo zingine tutadeal nazo. As we grow, we deal with what is pulling us behind. Amen. Energy.
Any other?
I think communication feedback. For example, Kilipa loan. Good. Anafundishia message.
Sema wamespecify. Good communication. Haiendi kwa hewa.
You're talking of feedback, what do you call it?
Good.
Generally communication.
Good communication.
Good communication.
I want to ask myself, what are we discussing?
Growth indicator.
So what is growth? Growth of what? The circle, isn't it? So, mimi kama manager wa circle, mimi kama director wa circle, mimi kama member wa circle, what can actually tell me my circle is it's moving on well? Tuko line ya wapi? Ama mbele iko sawa? Mbele iko sawa. Okay? The other question we'll be asking ourselves, why is that growth indicator important? Si sawa? Jack, vile naona feedback inakuja, let's now try to go back. Okay? Membership. Why is growth in membership important? Okay? Yeah. I give you some answers. Yes, you can participate. And some of them you have already said, but we want to re-emphasize. Why is growth of membership important? Aha. Kabla hujaandika, it may lead to increase of savings. Yes. Because it can grow, it may lead to growth of savings. What else? It can lead to increased business. Sindio? Ya sako. In terms of people who can borrow, people who are transacting. Sindio? What else? I'm asking this because there's one growth indicator we have not indicated. It automatically, not may, it automatically leads to growth of share capital. And therefore, share capital is one of the indicators that must be here.
The more shares,
the more members are coming, assuming our minimum share capital is 2,000. And we said share capital is never transferable. It's never refundable, but transferable. So will it ever change?
No.
It can only change for a circle. It can only change upwards. So, juu ya gani? 5,000. Wewe wacha na maneno. Wewe is an example. So what are we saying? We are saying, assuming even it's at 5,000, for you to know there's a correlation between growth of membership and any other indicator, the first level of checking is members and shares. Within that, you can be able to tell there's some people who have not paid that, like that. But that is a very important. Now, if the number of members is growing, and the share capital is not growing. What do you think is a challenge? If the membership number of members is growing and the share capital is not growing, we watch at December 2023 ilikuwa 2 million. Tunaona members wame increase from 110 to 200. Lakini shares bado ni 2 million. What do you think?
It's too high for them.
No.
Hapa hakuna saving, nasema share capital.
From my own opinion, I believe that maybe there's some lack of trust. These people are not yet ready to risk to put their shares.
And how can the members be? How can we say we have members and they have not contributed even a token of shares? So number one, we have to agree for them to appear there, they have paid something, and that something is not only registration. Hatuwezi weka hapo kwa sababu umeregister. Hatuwezi tuweka hapo kwa sababu umeregister. Kuna kitu amuelewi na hiyo swali ndio unafanya. It means your records are not correct. The information that you're giving us or you're giving yourself is totally not correct.
Have you gotten the question?
According to the bylaws, it's clear that
Yeah. Umesikiza? You pay the fee of 1,000 and the shares, then your name is entered into the register. How is it entered to registry? If you have not even paid hata 500 za shares. Tuko pamoja? We are aware you may not have paid the entire amount, but who is that who will register someone into the register of members just because he has paid registration fee? That is an expression of interest. And interest execution is by paying shares. Okay? And that is why we said you also need to have what is the minimum amount that you can accept on the first day of registration as share contribution. You give people leeway, they will pay these shares forever. Yeah. Ang'oe 1,000 hapa, ang'oe 2,000 hapa. You put shares. The shares payment should be more than registration payments. Wachana na maneno yako. Okay. So what I meant is if the shares amount is remaining the same and the members that have been noted in the balance sheet indicate we were 110, now we are 200. Okay? And two things are not working. One, the record of your registry is not right. Or you're not collecting your shares. Or you're collecting and you're not posting. Now, all of those are not good. Yeah, because that amounts to fraud. Higher. So you have said share capital.
Growth in share capital.
Growth in share capital can be contributed by or will be contributed by growth of number two. We go to number one, savings. Where the members are increasing, there is an automatic relationship of increase in savings. Okay? However, it depends on the rate at which they are increasing and at the rate at which they are exiting. Okay? Number two, it also depends on the rate of activeness. I could have joined as a member. After 1 year, I've decided I'm going to be inactive. I don't pay my savings. I don't update my shares. So that is called a dormant member. So if the dormant membership is increasing, that should tell you kuna kashida mahali. Okay? And that is what I want us to discuss. What is the Jack will be handling that. What are the strategies that can be able to develop, or we can be able to develop or adopt to ensure all these growth indicators are working. So the other indicator, one of the biggest business the SACCO does is lending. If this year we have 720, next year we would want to be 1.5 million. So next year, but one would want to be 2 million. If we take the example that Jack gave, if we are 750, 20, and then next year we come at the loan book is 500, then kuna sio shida kubwa, possibly your members are liquid, they don't want to borrow. Yeah. There could be, you see, oh, they are borrowing us. Yes, lakini pia hiyo ni shida. Why? Sio shida ya members, ni shida ya SACCO kujua how do we promote our SACCO services to our SACCO members. Because if we don't do that, the expectation of interest and dividends will be not be met. Ni kweli? So that is about the credit portfolio, the loan book growing. Now, when the SACCO is growing, it means it's getting more resources. Ni kweli? And when the resources are many, are coming on board, there is always an alignment that we can spend more. Now, it does not mean when you spend more, you are growing. What it means is that when you make growing profits, and how can profits be growing? You see, the revenue grows in a faster rate than expenditure. Because expenditure will grow, isn't it? Sahii labda tuko na ofisa wawili, tungetaka wane, because we are growing. But hao wane pia they need to show productivity, si ndio? That productivity is what will make the revenue to grow in a higher rate than
expenditure.
If the expenditure grows in a higher rate than income, be assured you are going to make a loss in 1 or 2 years. Okay? Yes. And that is not growth. That is negative growth. So profitability level and profitability percentage or performance of the business is a very important agenda. When you look at performance, someone talked about assets. One of the assets that you should always focus on. Never, a SACCO does not focus on physical assets. You focus on what? Yeah. More than 70% of your assets should be your loan book.
I'm a loan book, see asset.
Yes. More than 70% of your assets should be a loan book. Because that is what we call revenue generating assets. Hizi zingine ni kutumia tu, tunatumia pesa. Kununua inaitwa nini? Dispenser inakula moto, si ndio? Kununua kiti ina depreciate.
Kununua shamba.
Shamba depends on two things. One, there's a certain ratio which is required of fixed assets against the loan book. And there's also a certain ratio that is required of the total assets against a loan book. And that's why I'm telling you, the biggest asset that a SACCO should always have. And you can get, I think we can Google one of the assets, one of the SACCO that is doing well. And you can see, even you can go to the ratios as SACCO, we'll be able to talk to the management board. That this, whether you are under a regulation or not, always focus on the following 3 areas. Hiyo ukianguka moja hayo, iende chini ya hivi ujue, umeanza kunyaka red card. Okay? Number moja is that none of your customers or your members should ever borrow more than 25% your assets. Because at a quarter, kesho akienda aongwe na gari ama agonjeke ama mimea yake yote ichomeke, 25% of your portfolio imeungua. Do you want to take that risk? That's number one. Number two is that the cash in the bank. Oh, sorry. The cash in bank, possibly you are invested, let's say, in treasury bills, for example. That is what is called liquid asset. Pesa ambayo unaweza fumbua na ikuje ikiwa pesa. Okay? Should be always 15% and above of your liabilities. Over and above 15% of your liabilities. That tells you whether we have money or not, we cannot lend everything. Sawa? Because hapa kwa mfuko lazima tubakishi na kitu. Sawa. Then, it is what is called share capital. Your share capital should be a growing capital, but at this young age, there is no indicator that we can compare yourself with. Okay? But assuming you're getting yourself into purchase of land already, say, hapo lazima utafanya hesabu kali sana, because your fixed assets must be as minimal as possible. We normally bring our private life into SACCO. The SACCO is the biggest asset of a SACCO should be money, not property. That's all. Yes. But we'll progress and work with you on that angle. So for now, I think I want to rest there, Jack, so that you take us through what are the strategies.
So this time I want to give us our 5 studies opportunity, because this has to be driven by one of us, the strategies. Because these strategies are some of the things that we are going to hold dearly, so that as we progress now, they are the things that are going to guide on us meeting these indicators, isn't it? So, Vice Chair, I think you can delegate so that now we start now coming up with strategies that are going to make us now meet these numbers. And let me tell you, once we meet these numbers, we meet these indicators, automatically we'll be saying that we are doing what?
We are growing.
Thank you very much.
Muko kabisa. Watu wako.
Okay, I think we have, you guys have gone through the relevant stakeholders that are actually dear to our circle that can help us to grow. Because any business, any venture, even if you are a poultry farmer, you have a stakeholder circle, right?
Yes.
If you are a rabbit farmer, you have a stakeholder cycle. So that those are the people you count on. That when I produce my rabbit, I have this boda guy who will help me to actually transport them to the relevant customers. That boda is a very important stakeholder in your entrepreneurship venture. We have also looked at the growth indicators. When we align both the stakeholders and the roles they play in our businesses, and then we look at the growth indicators also, we'll be able to know the kind of strategies that CASAPO should actually employ in order to achieve its destiny. Our destiny, we are destined to grow, right? So, what are some of these strategies that you can be able to bring on board to assist us to grow? I think I'll start from left, close to the. There are several strategies. We have over 30 strategies. So I'll just want one. Ukinipea kila mtu moja.
I want to assist you, Vice Chair. We take like now growth of membership as one indicator. We discuss it.
Okay, like membership. No.
Daktari bana. Acha nikuandikie.
Membership growth.
Nani atakuja kumwandikia unaona? Anaanza kuandika kidaktari, si ndio?
Anataka kutoroka. Anataka kutoroka Sheila.
Unajua, hizo tunaambiwa ndio usaidia kuandika.
Yes, madam. How can we be able to how can we be able to grow our membership?
Okay, one, we can agree as members of CASACO, at least each member who is already on board to come to recruit at least 2 members. With that, we can grow. That's my opinion.
That is a vibrant campaign. Is it? To market the circle to our friends. Shops, leads. Kuna mwingine akapa kwa sako na rafiki yake ana sako.
Is a target there, eh? 2 per
2 per member.
For how long? By when? Suggestion yako ni by? After 2 members, after how long?
Two members.
Now that we are not a full house, we are supposed to be 110. We can communicate this during our AGM so that each one of us has the information.
Okay. So I want to assist in that, how we are going to look at it. Remember, it's just a suggestion. Yet it has not become a resolution, a declaration.
Yeah.
She's saying each one of us becomes a marketing agent. So underline, I am a marketing agent of CASACO. And the proposal is, I bring 2 members every after question mark. Can we discuss that? Do you agree we need to become a marketing agent? Marketing agent, ndio? Haya. Hapo kwa figure
Duration. 2. Amesema 2.
Just 1.
Nataka one.
Haya, mtu akiongea chukua mkono yake juu. You want to be very structured.
Yes,
Maybe to make this marketing, for us to become marketing agents as members, we also need to think about doing incentives on the members.
Yeah.
That for the 2 you achieve, at least you have to have target of 2. What are you gaining as a member if you bring 2? Those are incentives.
I want to assist my vice chair. Yeah. Let's not go first of all to, we are discussing is 2 the right number. Ndio? Step by step. 2 for how long? Kwanza tumalize hiyo. 2 per year, 2 per month, 2 per quarter.
2 per member per year.
Yes.
That's too long.
If you are 100 and you bring
Mash.
two,
Wacha tusikize Mash hapa.
Acha tusikie bali unasikika ikitoka.
Mash unasemaje?
Order.
In my opinion, having 2 years to bring 2 members on board.
1 year.
No, 1 year wamesema 1 year.
Having 2 members.
Yeah.
1 year to bring. It's a waste of resource.
Why?
Hey, don't
What is your proposal?
discuss it.
Unless if you are not aggressive enough. Because if we can use the example of Simon, he has been a member for at most 2 years, but he has brought 20.
Unasikia vile watu wa hesabu wanafanya? Remember there is no right or wrong answer. Kwa hivyo by virtue of that we are all members, we avoid the issue. Why? Why you say let's comment? We are improving.
So
In my opinion,
in my opinion, if we have to go searching for members, then we can give ourselves a target of 1 member per month. At least before the end of the month, you have gotten somebody. You have gotten. It's averagely possible.
na wale watu wanaonekana wako na doubt actually are employees of the circle. Naona sali pale
Because we know the situation. We know the situation on the ground.
This should be the narrative.
Tutafika hapo.
We can take it this way. I have this
Suggestion.
idea. You know, when we began yesterday, we were told we should come out of the word. They have decided, they have done.
Exactly.
Yes. So include yourself, and let's say that as a circle, we are nowhere, but we want to get somewhere. We are nothing, but we want to become something.
Oh yes.
So we want to pull the small we have together and bring as much as we can on board, so that we sell together.
Hallelujah. Yeah. Now, amesema one per month or 2 per
At least
month?
12 per year.
12 per year. Yeah. Discipleship number. Yo. Okay. Now, saying the number is easy.
Yeah.
Saying the number,
Very
doing this, or something different. I don't want to say.
Yes.
No, I wanted to say something. Because tukisema 2 or 1 per month, we should not just focus on 2 only. Because we mean ndakuja na 4. Will you just take 2 only?
Angushia lakini Jakto anatuliza maswali ngumu na maswali easy, si ndio? Ngumu and easy. Tuanze na easy.
Serious prototypes.
Jackson is a good question. He's putting a challenge to us. Must we be fixated with 1? Are you seeing my interpretation of his question?
Yes.
I would have easily attacked his question, but I've easily said he's challenging us. We cannot be fixated in 1, in number 1, isn't it? And the answer within his question is you can bring. That is a question that he has asked with the same answer. You can bring sawa, but the minimum
is 1 per month.
I want to challenge this team. And that was the easiest part for the vice chair. Kuuliza mnataka strategy gani? Membership 2. 1 per year. That's the easiest. How many sub counties do we have?
12.
13.
12.
Yes, 13.
Acha tuseme tuko 12, but there's dream of becoming 13, si ndio? Yeah. So you work with what we have. Yeah. Now, in one of the strategies that we are trying to think about is that if we have 12 sub-counties, so does it mean that if Jakto gets 4, then he has another how many months to go without bringing a customer? 3 months, isn't it? So the question is, how do we assist each other to generate the 1 or the 4? We are coming from a point of value chain perspective. Kuna mtu anafanya mzinga, si ndio? Kuna mtu anafanya mushroom, kuna mtu anafanya poultry, kuna mtu anafanya nini? All that. ALVs, karibu itwe HRV. And he mentioned that in all those places you have cycle of stakeholders. Now, my brother, what did you do to attract these other members to your cycle?
Firstly, I can say that I've been in this circle for 2.5 years. And
most of the members that I brought on board, they came within, I think, the first 1.5 years. For this part of second year, probably none.
What did you do for them?
What I did was that inside myself, I trusted in the circle. I had passion in the circle. I believe in everything that they do. Even if you are
That we do.
Yeah, in everything that we do.
Yeah.
Even if you go to explain to someone about something that you have confidence in, and you know very well that this is what you are doing, this is what is happening. The morale went down when at one point I was not able to know what's going on, to understand not only me alone but also other members. You are not able to know what how it's being run, what's going on. Then probably the whole of this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what you have shared with us is very important. One of the challenge we want to throw to you is that in your level of value chain circles, you need to start getting prepared of model recruitment. Okay, model recruitment. That the vice chair here can say he's a vice chair, and he can be able to attract people who want to do beekeeping to come and see what he's doing. And at that time they are discussing what they are doing is that nimesaidiwa na saa. The next statement is hii mnaona hapa yote mingi yake imetoka usaidizi ya nini? Seeing is believing. But before we get there, what you are saying is true. If you don't have an AGM, before the existing members are not aware what is happening, it is going to be very difficult for us to go out there and preach the gospel of the circle. This is why we said we are going to work with your team so that we can be able to see the barriers that are already there about the AGM. We are moving forward. So, that should not kill your morale. You should be ready. When that AGM is called and you are certified, the next thing is what gospel do you preach? So, number one, take ourselves as agents, and two, in our area of circle of influence, let's do what is called model recruitment. Kuja uone vile nafuga kuku. Ni wale watu wamenisaidia kununua hizi vifaranga ni nani? Ni sako. Hata ndio waniletea ile mash. Na ninalipa pole pole. So, hiyo story ikienda hivyo si imefika. Kabisa. Okay? That's the agenda that you should have. Then I think that's it. Jack, is there anything else?
I think the issue of value chain is very important. All of us here, we have agri enterprises. You know our friends that kind of waiting, watu ambao wanaonekana ni watu wamekomaa kiakili. Si ati uende utafute kijana tu kando hapo ambaye anakutanga bagi kwa nyumba yako na unataka kumsaidia. Ndio nionyeshe ati model farm yako ile aanze kukuza kuku ili ingie kwa sasa. So basically, I think whatever Elion has noted is one of the key strategies. Within our communities, you know those people who are mature, who wants to engage in agriculture, but in one way or another, wamekosa nini? Fedha, wamekosa morale, wamekosa capacity to engage in that agriculture. And that's how you make them.
Sako comes in.
Otherwise, kuna wengine ukienda direct ati unauzia sako. Kulingana na culture vile tulikuwa tunasema ya upande
it will be difficult.
Itakuwa ngumu sana kuuza sako ikiwa peke yake. Lakini tukienda tuoneshane hii kilimo nimesaidiwa na kasako.
Tuangushe hiyo moja. That is about membership. Next indicator. Savings.
So with membership, is that do we have any other person with a different idea of how we can be able to increase the membership growth apart from using the agents?
Umesema pia holding an AGM will enable them to be able to market AGM. Concluding the issues of AGM. Sindio? Na wale wetu wameenda Dubai COP26 alafu anarudi kidogo, anafika pale sijui Kisumu kidogo, tafadhali rudini hapa na waomba, si ndio? Tuangushie so who can give us an analyzer?
We can still do one.
Simameni washa tupee na kaenda kamoja kazuri. Songesha kiti nyuma ama usongesha mbele.
Songesha mbele ndio upate nafasi.
Samaki mtakula na ugali.
We want us to sing a song. This song is helping us to make a fruit salad because we are entrepreneurs. So tutaimba avocado, avocado, papaya, papaya,
hey!
Oranges and mangoes, fruit salad.
Oh, kichwa inakaa avocado, papaya iko hapa. Hey, mangoes and avocado. Hey! Oranges and mangoes.
Avocado, avocado,
Papaya,
papaya, oranges and mangoes, oranges and mangoes, fruit salad,
fruit salad, fruit.
Thank you very much, Mash, for that. So we have said that we being agents and also looking on the issues with the AGM, that the things that are actually going to propel us to have a vibrancy in looking for membership of our staff, right?
Savings. How do we promote savings? So I have a question as we write. How much what is the minimum savings per month?
500.
500. I think that's okay. In terms of culture of saving, I gathered that we don't save every month. So there are two indicators, there are two drivers that can make savings increase, either increasing the amount of saving or increasing, okay, the number of people that are saving. So what do we do? To start with, those of us who are here, what can we do to ensure that our saving is growing? Do we increase the value of 500 to 1,000?
No.
I didn't have an intention of saying yes also. Okay. So what are we left with?
Increasing the membership.
No.
Increase the frequency.
Increase the frequency. Frequency of what?
Maybe you have not been remitting the savings occasionally as you should be. So you become more consistent in terms of remittances.
How can we increase the frequency?
Consistency.
How can we increase the consistency?
You commit yourself to remittance of the savings.
So on which intervals?
Monthly as it should be.
Good. So what I'm gathering is that the consistency Mash is talking about is monthly without fail. Ilikuwa inaitwa na Jack declaration. What do you want to say?
Apart from that, I remember there's a time, for those who are in the circle group, there's a time our treasurer was doing some saving challenge, whereby he sends money to the circle, the saving, then he even posts on the group, in the group, then encourages other members to save by charging other members. We used to raise a lot of money from that. The saving challenges.
Okay. Yeah. Are they all geared towards increase of savings?
Yes.
Okay. Someone else?
But that thing, the treasurer used to do it. But
any other person with another idea?
Mesema savings can only increase in two ways. Increase the value or increase the membership. The membership tumeongea maneno yake.
Now when you increase the value or you increase the membership, now it remains the issue with paying. If you fail to pay, then you have done nothing. So we can who knows a poco? Daniel.
I know him.
What model was he using to? I think it's one of us who benefited from the loan. He has borrowed around 3 times, and he has not defaulted so far. What model is he using to pay?
100 shillings per day.
1,000 in a day.
100.
That is now for the loan. But for the saving, he has another model.
100.
Just 50 bob.
No, 50 bob.
So 50 times?
1,500.
Are you able to commit yourself?
That 20.
People, you can commit yourself to betting. You find someone is very much committed every day and a bet in a 50. Why can't you commit yourself just to saving 50 bob, not more? Or even if not 50 bob, do it 30. If you do 30 times 30, that is 900. However small it is, we have
900 times 110 people.
900 times 110.
You know, we have to tell the power of numbers.
That is
9,900.
No, this is what you can be able to achieve.
110 people saving 900, which is 30 bob per day. They will earn 99,000 per year. The circle will have 1.2. 1 million.
That is only 30 bob.
188. The power of.
You know, the meaning of a circle is a pool of funds. So if you pull 30, I pull 30, and then it's there on the table. I'm not interested in borrowing right now. It is Nelson who has a business idea, and then he's allowed to borrow.
200.
And then another person is also allowed to borrow, and then there is that repayment. Well, but you get some dividend
from 50 bob.
So one thing here is all about discipline and commitment. Because that 30 bob, you cannot do this 30 per day minus discipline and commitment.
Amen.
If you miss the two,
it will not happen.
In fact, you should actually choke yourself when you find that jana ulilewa ukasahau kutuma that. You should reprimand yourself. So
bottom up. Bottom up, my friend.
Yeah, so usipotuma kwa sababu lakini SportPesa unatuma 50. So you should actually see the kind of harm you're doing to yourself. And one thing with the youth, we should embrace ourselves to tuseme kwamba we can on our own minus the assistance from outside. I was even talking to Mr. Eliud here about the issue of youth fund. How many have benefited from youth fund from me? None. Because ile mchuja yenye unawekwa mwenyewe unajitoa. But if we commit ourselves and say we have a target, just like right now, I have some 2 little boys na nikapewa vitabu zao na mwalimu. Watoto wakirudi hapa January, huyu akuwe na hivi vitabu, textbook, exercise. So for me, what I've done is that whenever I'm returning from work, I have to buy at least 2 books.
Unaangalia list.
And then it is on my WhatsApp list, so I take. Nimetoka juu nikiteremka najua niko number 5. At least I buy 2. One for this one, and one for this one. So at the end, next week I'll be done. Next week I'll be done. Because nakumbuka vizuri watoto walifunga tarehe 9 October. So if you
have no excuse.
You have no November, you have no excuse. So mimi mwenyewe ninajua venye nimejiset. So if we actually set ourselves to sema kwamba hii mambo yenye tumeongelea mambo ya membership, we are strict on that. And young man, would you mind sharing with us the amount that you made bringing in the 20 members?
Is 20 times 300. 6,000.
So the guy was incentivized. It was not free.
So your question is answered.
And yeah, I just wanted you to answer Nelson because the guy was incentivized and we never gave him the money.
It went to the savings.
It went to the savings.
Shikilia hapo. Na msilipe mtu naingia kwa savings.
We told the accountant that okay, you have done this, just transfer. Tuseme kwamba in case of this, just do a vote head. Kwamba hii kuna vote head ya incentives imekuwa spent na hii pesa imerudi kwa account ya huyu. So we have done that. So let us just please commit ourselves and we give ourselves targets. If we are really going to embrace this 30 by 30, or are we going to embrace 50 by 30? Which one are we going to embrace? And huku mbele kuna at least
minimum.
What are we going to embrace as members?
30 by 30.
Are we embracing 30 by 30 or 50 by 30? 30 by 30. Okay. Are we promising to commit ourselves to this?
Yeah.
Yes.
Whereby, at least, we have 2 accountants here who are helping us to manage the SAP and the association. You will be mandated to be on the front line to be doing the tabulation of this list on daily basis on WhatsApp, because this money is sent directly to our account. So unafinya tu lipa na M-Pesa and then you place there accountant huko akianza ku credit anajua mzuri hii pesa yenye imetumwa na Sheila na ni 30 na ni za savings. Bank yetu ya cooperative iko na that narration. So it is very easy for the accountant to do the tabulation and the posting. So please, let us commit ourselves. When are we beginning the challenge?
Today. Now.
Today.
Amen.
Yaani mframe anasema leo nimesikia mtu
Let baby.
Can you give us the payment, please?
Okay.
Now confirm account. So as you confirm the baby, so we want to also to put an absolute number to the SACCO as a whole. That 30 by 30, 110 people is around about 1.2. Hatutake mingi. Tukirudi by 1 year, tunataka kuona deposit imegrow by 1 million.
If you want to do more, no problem. Because kulikuwa hapo mbele na at least.
Okay, everyone can write. Business number is 400, then 342. 400, 342. Then account number is 16, then 88, then 50, then 8, then hash.
Hashtag.
Zero.
Hashtag.
Hashtag.
The hashtag. Then you write your name, just one name. We always recommend a surname because kama Simon wako wengi, we have around 5 Simons. So if you write the second name like Orata,
Hawezi andika namba yake ya nini? Membership number.
No.
Then after you have written the surname, you write
slash forward slash.
Forward slash. Then you write the reason. You say maybe savings or share. Save. Or you just write save. Then you enter the amount. Then you pin.
Then you send. Then you keep your record. Keep your record in your home. What?
And also because you are very familiar,
Yes.
you can communicate to the main group of the circle.
Communicate to the main group that we are beginning that challenge today. 30 by 30, at least 30 by 30. So that
30 by 30.
30 by 30.
Challenge, like 30 by 30.
I want also to improve the message. If you could, maua ya story. Maua ya story ni kusema that first of all give a reflection that we've had a training that was very energizing. We've been able, you know, but you have to a guilty consciousness of not attending. You know, kuwapatia unajua sana unalichi.
I think you know how to do an official communique.
You got the idea, lakini washasikia.
No, but they'll see the message. They'll see the message by somewhere, mostly online at around 7, 8 there. Most of the people are online. So you can just make it an official communique in regards to Mespt training. So
and the power of that.
This I have an addition.
Addition ulikuwa naye Nelson ulikuwa?
It's a good way forward. But also we need to work on the money. Maybe now that we have the database for our members and we have employees of the circle, adding for the circle to do some of this work. Can they be reminding individual that SMS for individual that your reminder for today? Because like your group, most of us we are on several groups. Sometimes unapata zimejaa mpaka you just delete hata zingine zisome. But unapata technique na usahau.
Do I think you'll have to take
that one is possible because already we have a platform for SMS.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Use that platform to do the necessary communique to the members. Now that means that I think had we not activated our COP online prompt messaging in terms of deposits, if we can be able to access that, then it's you and Sarah to communicate to Stacy to actually remind so and so. Huyu amelipa. Huyu ndiye anafaa kuwa reminded.
Then at the end of the day, then the account can combine. Maybe now on the main group. Before the day ends, and I your list.
Because you
just want the list, then when you just empty.
That the online platform for COP did work. So the only person who can know money has been paid is the chairperson.
No, that's wrong because you are wrong managing the account. So the alerts needs to be on you because you are
so we
can the books, the account record.
That issue arose when they were opening the account. They only mandated one person to be receiving the messages. And that was wrong.
What of the corrections that you are making?
Are you signatory? Are you a signatory?
No.
No, I'm not a signatory. I'm just an agent.
An agent. I would have received.
Yeah. So, but still, chair lady is also on the group. You can still afford your message of group.
So members, what we do is that we've come up with a strategy, isn't it? Yes. We mandate the vice chair to work with the team to accommodate the suggestion of a reminder and follow up. Is that okay?
Yes.
But now the message about that needs to go out today, start today, about on how the reminders will work is a work in progress. Within 1 week, tutakuwa mmepata, si ndio?
Yeah. Or even if we'll have challenges doing the additions, we can still say, okay, why can't we have the tabulations out every Sunday?
You'll work on that.
Yeah. So,
so that was membership.
You can still continue doing the notes,
That
but
was savings,
remember
isn't
to
it?
send the that.
We
That
go
was
to
on savings.
Yes.
So I think we are done with savings. I need just do an official communique in regards to the training we're having and also in regards to revamping our savings model. This is what we are proposing to the members, and the challenge begins today.
So the other indicator.
Another indicator.
Loan of loan book. Sindio?
Watu wanaweza save.
Tutapeleka vice chair wetu kwa adult learning.
Okay. How can we be able to grow in this sector?
We try to take more loans. To encourage a bit of time.
Umesikia amesemaje? Hatujasikia.
Volume.
Ongeza volume dadi.
Mike mamsikia?
No.
Mike Mondo. Classic FM.
To take more loans as you go to your agreement of kupanga loans maybe on the default. Na pia maybe measures za kama siponi akidefault isikuwe like maybe unakuja una harassment yake na nini. And he said that kama anajua za default anaongea tu then mna agree au mnaongezea masiku something like that.
Nasema marketing for credit and relationship management. Sindio? So that unaelewa what is not happening. Hapa tutasaidiana zaidi. Kwa ni maoni kiasi. Kabla tujamuka.
How do we increase our loan book? Let's start off.
Your question was, okay, I wanted to say to say this. He's saying that we encourage members to take loans, but I don't think if it is that strong, because you can encourage them to take loans and they don't have anything to do with the loans. When everything to take a loan, laugh, but no, unajua, I think from my side, you can say encourage members to be more innovative. They come up with ideas so that your idea akiona akihitaji sasa pesa ndio akuje kosa. Lakini mtu wewe kuja chukua pesa.
Aya, point number 2, encourage members to be innovative. Since we discuss. Yes. Tuna kamata kalamu, tuna cancel, tuna tick, sio? Aya, another idea. Sally, Stacy.
Yes, Stacy.
Tutaambiana nani sasa?
Okay, I saw from another small group, they were forcing each other to take loans. Yeah, so because the main thing they want to do is to get that interest. Yes, the interest. So usipochukua loan unataka at the end of the year upate ya nani. So they force you to take the loan hata kama una kitu ya kutumia so that you pay that interest yenye tagawanywa amongst everyone.
Hiyo tuweke ama tusiweke?
Hiyo ni applicable kwa table banking, lakini kwa
table banking kama hiyo kando kidogo ndio. Mwencourage tuweke kando kidogo. Wenzangu nani alikuwa hapo nyuma?
Yes, how to improve is one, work on efficiency of disbursement once somebody applies for the loan. Second,
turnaround time.
Yes. Second, also, maybe the office can sit down and think of coming up with credit officers amongst members, so that these people, they can be used as guarantors. Maybe mtu akuje kuchukua form ya loan, they are the one that guarantee. These also will encourage the repayment so that, and also these loan creditors, they guarantee and are also act as collateral on with their shares. So that at least wao ndio make sure that mtu ambaye anakuja kuja kuchukua loan ni mtu ambaye anajua vizuri, ni mtu ambaye kuna good reputation na yeye, and they can encourage the person even to repay the loan. So that that one will decrease on defaults.
Baadhi amesema mambo mengi, ni kweli?
Yeah.
Yeah. Amesema moja that we use members as guarantors. Then we use members to serve as
Credit officers.
Loan officers. Yes. Then we use members as collateral in terms of referrals. I want to sum it this way. You're looking at a situation whereby a member can play a role to introduce a member into a position of borrowing by providing the following. One, either the information about the circle, and two, possibly signing for him as a guarantor. Okay? Because you can't guarantee, you don't know. So before we go that direction, do we all know how guarantee mechanism works? We don't know, senor. Or we have an idea. Okay? Because what he has brought has a consequence of an opportunity to grow the credit, but through a different model. Okay? So just right there, guarantee mechanism. I'm a co-guarantee. Same co-guarantee. Any other? So let's discuss this so that we can be able to move. How do we grow our credit portfolio? Number one, I think we want to agree. We are not going to be in the business of persuading people to take loans because they are loans. Yeah. So the first line is, we must be very clear. Who are we targeting to take loans? It must be someone with a business. Anybody who is coming to take loan and you cannot be satisfied, they have a revenue line. Hata msiongee. Hiyo ni default hata ijaanza. Hiyo ni default. Okay? And our business is to grow the savings of members. The savings of members must work for us, isn't it? And must work. Someone said, those who are taking loans can be an example of those who are not members, so that they come in. Then how do you give a potential defaulter? The first thing is to make sure we have a very clear criteria who qualifies for a loan. Who are we targeting to take a loan? Okay. Number two, we need also to think about, can we bring in group guarantee model? I know, yes, we are not in groups, but remember, we might be in groups of value chains. We might be knowing people within a group of value chain. So if I come to borrow from the circle and my shares is 20,000 and I need 3 times, ninataka 60,000. Hizo zingine sio share savings. Nani atani guarantee hiyo, atanipatia security hiyo nyingine? Si ni member A, member B? Yes. Yeah. That is what he was talking about. Can you sign off for me in my form that you have guaranteed me with your savings? Wewe uni guarantee with your savings. Then there must be a rule in the bylaw. How many people can you guarantee? Ndio nayo ukikuja kuborrow usikose. You can't guarantee 10 people. By the way, do you own the circle? You see? Yeah.
So you only guarantee depending on your shares.
Not only guarantee.
And your savings.
Exactly. But remember, also we are supposed to be responsible lenders. If one person is guaranteeing 9 people, irrespective whether he has enough shares or not, unajua watu wote wakidefault pali tumemweka, we would have educated him. Wacha waende watafuta wengi. And that is the role of the circle. To educate members, don't take over risk. Okay. Now, depending on how they know each other, there's some discretion. Assuming I have 100,000, I'm guaranteeing people to a maximum of 50,000, but we are safe, okay? Yeah. But as they take these facilities, the number of people you are guaranteeing and the value that you are guaranteeing, the person who is assessing that loan must have a conversation with the guarantor. And how do you know I've guaranteed Sarah? And I've guaranteed Mespt. I've guaranteed my friend Bahati. How do you know how many people I've guaranteed? Only when you have a good MIS system that can be able to pop up that, hey, I visited the account of Eliud Washira. Inasema guarantee 1, guarantee 2, guarantee 3. So what is remaining for guarantee is this. You get? Yeah. And that's where we're gonna go. But guarantee mechanism accelerates credit. Okay? Now, and for that to work, trust as a value must be there. For that to work, the business angle must be there. Can you guarantee someone who has just come to borrow because wanachotwa? Wanachotwa pale pengine, lakini hapa wanataka kuborrow hata hapa atachotwa. Because ni kumaanisha biashara yake bado. You see? But if we move together and we support each other from a business perspective, you realize you start having quality credits. The third one, as I share with you, is that for us to increase the credit, we need to have adequate capital in form of savings. And therefore, the savings that we spoke this side must work for us. Do you know what makes the loan not to increase? It's because Jack has saved 5,000. He needs 15,000. You have saved 10,000. You need 30,000. Okay? But people are not saving enough for us to meet the multiplier effect. Because tutakuwa tukikupatia pesa ambayo sio yako. Ni ya Sally, ni ya Stacy, who is not borrowing. Sarah is getting annoyed. If you're missing your names, I'm sorry. Okay? Why? And why? She said that's a discussion. So savings becomes a driver. Last thing is efficiency. That mtu akiitisha pesa, it takes shorter period to do it. Exactly. No. Then, after disbursing, that is where the business starts. The relationship you have with the borrower can determine his attitude towards paying or his attitude toward not paying. Kuna pale tulikuwa, is it last week but one? Ukasikia one of the board members akiongelesha members. Wewe kujeni na huku mnafikiria, I had to call him. You think you can handle youth like that? This circle will be empty tomorrow, my friend. Last week but one. Hii bande ya mwana hii. Hey. Waanze kuwapigia makelele hivyo. Na ni pesa yao wanakuletea kwanza watasema atulingia na ni pesa yetu. Okay. Yeah. So the relationship you have with the borrower after they get the money is so important. And that is what we was talking about. Okay? Relationship management, customer service. Ukiona mtu amechelewa ama kwa karibu amechelewa na siku moja, don't wait, call. Kuna shida baba? You see? Ana kwa nini hukuongea mbele? You see? So what can we do? And you know there's nothing you can do. What can Sasa hiyo ana feel mko pamoja? Yes. Wacha nafanya juu chini, Friday nitakuletea. Napigia makelele hata hiyo Friday angekupromise. Good. Jack?
Yeah, I'm exhausted. So I think in a nutshell,
It's about that. Do you have anything to add?
This is what we have just talked about. So marketing, because actually, I think each and everyone here has a value chain that he or she is undertaking, and it's on our responsibility to see. If you are in poultry, you should know that 5,000 is very important money to start poultry, right? So tumekuwa na vifaranga hapa zenye kaunti imekani na kulipia 50, wewe unalipa 50. So you only pay 50. That is 2,500 for 50 chicks, right? So if you are in the poultry value chain, you borrowing 5,000 shillings, you can be able to do vifaranga 50 na hii ingine unaanzia chakula. Because with that you'll be able to buy a bag, utanunua around 1,800. 1,800. So you can be able to get a bag and some chicks. Alafu unaenda hapa Ires unanunua that pot. Ile brooding pot ya shilingi 200. And then unanunua makaa gunia. So that your vifarangas are sorted out the whole month. Usiku ikifika wewe unaashi ile jiko, unaweka hiyo makaa ndani, and then unatufunikia pale. Na chakula umenunua. 5,000 imekusaidia ama haijakusaidia? That is the kind of ideas, that is how innovative we can become. When Jack was talking of innovativeness, it's not just you going full throttle on poultry, unaanza na 1,000 bucks. You don't do that. You start these things gradually, ukipanda. Hata ukianza beekeeping, you start with one hive. Ukishavuna azali, na umevuna wax, unauza, unanunua mzinga ingi. Si hata tunakula kuku na mayai. Ndio unakuta kuku wataka anapita naye na mayai. Ama anakula na mbegu. So that is the kind of ideas we want we as the youth to actually embrace to help us grow. You'll be proud kusema kwamba we were among the pioneers. I was looking at these 3 guys. Was it from Murang'a? No, one was from Homa Bay and another one was from Murang'a. Wale walianzisha the police sir. They were only 3. Na walisema walianza na shilingi 1,000. But that was in 1982 or so. But police hapa sikapa Kakamega. Umeona the kind of building imejenga. So we should actually also aim higher and then work towards the aim. You cannot just aim higher and you're there sitting usema tuko na target. What are you doing towards the target? So that is what I'm urging you as my colleagues to actually embrace this thing. It is good that Mespt has. By the way, we have never had a SACCO training.
Wow.
For the members. Me, I can say I've attended around 3 trainings for the SACCO by the cooperative wing of the county government. But we are letting ourselves down in some of the ways. If we depend so much on the county government, tutakuwa kama tunakuwa spoon-fed. Yes, we are under their control in terms of now the statutory actions of the government, but we should actually work with our own policies and set our own targets that will actually propel us to achieving the targets that we have, which is financial empowerment and freedom for the youth. And this is only through self-employment. We can't encourage our youth to go and get jobs outside there. Because after you are done with those jobs, you still come back and you want to employ yourself. So why can't we just go for the self-employment? So for the few of them that are employed by the SACCO, we want you to still embrace either of the value chains without of the SACCO or within the SACCO. But after you leave your work at 5, you can still do poultry. Kuku zinakula mara ngapi? Si ni mara mbili. Nguruwe zinakula mara ngapi? Si ni mara mbili. So with a good plan, utaambia mtu ati you need a mfanyakazi mwenye atakuwa anakurudishia wako ama mwana wako. So let us please work tirelessly to see that this circle stands. And then inafaa nao ukisha maneuver you see okay, hapa hivi kuna kashimo hapa, tulifanya hivi tukapita pale, tulifanya hivi tukapita pale. Hizo enzi zenye sako zilikuwa zinapewa pesa ndani watu wanaitana nyuma ya tent kugawana, hiyo enzi imeshaisha kabisa. We should be thinking about our colleagues, about our friends. We want this circle to grow big. We want to bring in more memberships. So you whatever we have learned today is what is very important, that is going out to jumpstart this circle ianze kukimbia mbio. Whatever we are going to learn tomorrow is what is going to assist this circle to sustain itself through the FM trainings, really financial management. Because now when we bring in members, the share capital will go up, the savings will go up, the employment will go up, credit will go up. We will need due diligence. We will need trustworthy members to take credits and repay back. We'll need trustworthy members to guarantee each other and be guaranteed. We will need trustworthy members to disperse loans to our members and make up follow-ups in a humane manner towards repayment of those loans. We will need due diligence from the board of directors or the management to oversee that actually the welfare of the members is given priority for the sustainability of this circle. With that, all said and done.
So before Jack comes, a summary. This will go to my report. And that report is a report that I'll be coming to review when I come here. But then this is what we'll be coming to do, nothing else. To focus on what did we agree. Hiyo ingine ilikuwa masomo, hapa ni what did we agree as indicators. Indicator number 1, membership. Sindio? 1 member per month. Kajiuliza, kilete 4 members, kuna shida? So, would expect that out of the number of members you have, you're going to do that calculation, assuming each one of them brings 1 member. The target by the end of December next year would be a years. Okay. Number 2, increase in savings. 30-30 tuomoke, si ndio? 30-30 tuomoke, si ndio?
Ama 30-30 tujitume.
30-30 tuwajibike. Tuwajibike kama nani? Kama members. Tunapatia slogan si ndio? Utafikiria. We don't have to use that. But what we are saying is that we'll be quoting that as a slogan for enhanced deposit mobilization. And of course, also we have heard that you'll be doing reminders, we'll be doing posting of where we are, but we have given ourselves a target of 1 million by the end of 12 months from here. Sindio? In terms of loan portfolio, in terms of membership, we have also said that we need to sort out the issue of AGM. It's a matter of priority. Because it may hinder. Hata ukisikiza the conversation that Nixon has had, anaongea tu kama sisi, si ndio? Si ni mmoja wetu. He's aligned to what we are saying, isn't it? But do you think akienda mahali aulizwe maneno ya AGM, you'll have the energy to speak? Atakuwa kama mtu amekuwa deflated, balloon, which nasimama, si ndio? Sasa lazima tusaidiane. Hiyo energy na articulation nimeona ako nayo.